Hey, this is Morgan. I am doing the one brand tutorial on Tarte. I'm super excited to do this for you, and I tried to get the lighting and all of that done properly so that you guys could see this accurately. I don't love the angle, but this is what's gonna work. So today I'm going to do a one brand tutorial on Tarte, which I talked about them before. Last week I bought a bunch of Tarte stuff. So I'm going to do a whole full face. The only thing that I do not have that is Tarte, which I realized after, is mascara. I do not have any mascara. I have tried their lights camera action, I think is what it's called, and I didn't love that, so I'm just going to use a different mascara. But other than that, everything is going to be all the makeup, it's going to be Tarte. My primer and stuff is just going to be my regular stuff. So without further ado, here we go. So my face is fully washed, clean. I just washed it, don't have anything on it. So the first thing I'm going to use is Badescu. And this is that product that I purchased that is a facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. So what I've been doing is spraying this on my face before I put primer on. So I spray before I put primer on because I feel like it rejuvenates the skin. It also has a bunch of aloe and herbs in it. And I feel like that needs to go into my skin to moisturize it and hydrate it. And then I can put on primer and do everything else. And I'm sorry, I feel like there's something in my eye. It's gonna drive me nuts. So I let this dry a little bit. Then we're gonna use our tried and true Nivea Post Shave Balm in the Sensitive. It's my favorite primer. It seriously is awesome. And looking in the light, I literally have only used this much of it, and I've had it for a few months now. And I use it every time I put makeup on. So, and fun fact, you can get this stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond, which is where I got mine. So I want to say it was $7.99, and then I had like a 20% off coupon or something, and I used that, and so it's way cheap. So I take the Nivea Shave Balm, I'm going to rub it in my hands, and I'm just going to put it all over my face. I do it over top of my eyes. So just everywhere. And you want to rub until it starts to get like a tacky feel, which is sort of what I feel now. So we'll stop. Okay, so that's the Nivea face balm. So, and sorry, another correction. I don't have any concealer with Tarte. So I have the makeup, but I don't have any concealer. I don't know if I'll need concealer, so we'll have my concealer on the side just in case. I don't know if I'll need it. So we're gonna try the new foundation that I purchased with Tarte, which is the Empowered Hybrid, there I am, hi. The Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation in the shade Medium Honey. It's a decent sized bottle. It has some pretty heavy weight to it, and it is 1 ounce is what it says. So we're gonna use this bad boy. See what we think of this today. Now I will tell you, the only thing I don't like about the packaging is I don't like this little thing that sits on top of the foundation, because it just, I know what the purpose is. It's to keep it off of the lid. However, I don't love it because it just gets everywhere every time that I want to open it up. So I'm going to take the brush. This is that Tarte brush that came with it. It has a little dipper, little scooper thing on the end to scoop the foundation out, but we also have the brush. So I'm literally just going to do that. And we have grabbed decent amount of foundation. I don't think that I'll need that much, but we'll see. So this is the first time using this brush. I bought this because it says it was recommended for this foundation. And I understand why. Like I said, it's a little weird of a bottle. So this helps grab foundation out of it without having to get your hands all dirty. I still find that you can get your hands pretty dirty because you are having to take that little cover off every time. But we'll see. So far, I think that this brush is moving the foundation fairly well. And sorry if I'm not looking like straight at you every time. I have a mirror like right below me so I can see. So I feel like it moves the foundation pretty well, and I didn't have to reapply anything to this brush, so that makes me feel better because I feel like it's not then, this brush isn't sucking up all the foundation. And you want to take it a little below your chin because you want the makeup to blend in with your skin. All right, I think that looks pretty good, and I think that it looks like a really good color for my skin tone. It could be a tad dark, and I will say coming up with the, you know, the fall coming up, I don't know that I'll be able to use this all of fall. I might have to take a break from it because I don't know if it'll be too dark, but we'll see. Sometimes in Florida, it's really, really hot in the fall and it doesn't matter. There's still a bunch of sun. Sometimes it's not. So we'll have to see. So pretty good. And I don't think I need concealer, which is great. So we won't be using concealer today. I'll say that's a positive for this foundation. So far, I've never worn a foundation that I haven't needed concealer for. I've always needed concealer just to cover up a few like blemishes or dark spots, and I don't think that I need it today. So that's always a plus. Okay, so after that, I need to set the face because everything else I'm going to use is powder, and you don't want to mix liquid and powder because if I were to put like blush on my face right now, it would just stick in like globs. So we're going to use a setting powder. My favorite, which that's what I'm using, is the It Cosmetics Translucent Bye Bye Pores powder. It's my favorite. I think that it works the best. I take a big giant fluffy brush like this that, as you can see, all the powder that dusts out of it. So I just put a little in the lid of this. Tap it off. And I press it into my skin so that it gets rid of all those pores, gets rid of the shininess. And I go over it a few times because I want to make sure that my makeup goes on right. I don't want it to be all not blended and weird. All right, so we set the face. Next, we are going to do a little eyeshadow. So I'm not gonna go crazy with my eyeshadow today. I actually have a massage scheduled for today, so I probably will wipe this makeup off as soon as I'm done, sadly. But I told you I was gonna do this tutorial, so we're doing it. So I'm going to use the Double Duty Beauty palette with Tarte. I used this before. It's really pretty. So here are your shades. I love the colors here. They're all like matte and like matte. There's some mattes, there's some shimmers, but they're all like dusty rose and browns, and I love that kind of color. So we are gonna go in with this color right here to start. And that color is Rise and Shine. So we're gonna put that on as like a base shade and work it into my eyeshadow. And we'll see what happens after. So I'm using one of my favorite brushes that I've talked about before. This is Crown Brushes. I don't have any other brushes from Crown, this one, but I love it because it's dual. So it has the tip over here that I use for eyeshadow, and then it has this one for more precision. And what I use this for is I use this for bronzer. When I bronze like a little small part of my lip, or maybe along the nose. I love this little end. So we're gonna use this first. We're gonna get in there with Rise and Shine. And I'm just gonna literally just put it all over the lid. And as you can see, it's a pretty like whitish, you know, creamy khaki color. It's not anything too big and bold, but we wanna come up with like a base of shadow with what we're gonna do and then work our way to more. And if you find that you get any excess on you, I have like this little brush right here that I don't really use a whole lot. And it's pretty fluffy and loose. So if you ever find that you get any eyeshadow here, you can just dust it away. Another thing that people do is they take their setting powder and they literally just put it right here so that you don't get any fallout. I'm not using anything crazy today, so I'm not gonna worry about fallout. So we'll do the other eye. And this color is also acting like a primer as well, if you will. I set my face and we set the whole face with powder, but the eyes, we're sort of priming them as well for shadow. All right, so we have that color on. So now I think we're gonna go in with this color right here, which is Rosy Outlook. It's like just a really light pale pink. So we're gonna do that. Like I said, I'm not going crazy with makeup today because I have a massage later and I don't want to look crazy. This has a little bit of shimmer to it. I think I'm gonna add into this brush a little bit this Lucky Penny right here, this color, because I want it a little bit darker than that color, but I don't want it as dark as Lucky Penny is. So we're gonna add in a little bit. And who can believe it? I have like a quiet house today. No children, they're back in school. Back to school makes me very happy. Now, see, you can see a little bit on that side. Okay, and now we're gonna take a little bit of this matte brown, which is Trailblazer. We're gonna take that one right there and we're gonna put that in the crease of the eye. Just to give a little dimension. So you can see what I did there. I literally just find my crease and I literally put the brush there and then I just kind of slide back and forth. Little windshield wiper motions. So now we have like a little dimension to the eye. Usually I like to take like a fluffy brush then. I just kind of do this. Sort of blend it all together. Okay, so now that we've done the eye, we're gonna do the cheeks. And like I said, the eye is not like a dramatic sort of eye. If I wanted to, I could add a little of this Smile On color. This is a little bit of a shimmery brown. I feel like this is more like daytime and this is more nighttime. We'll go on both eyes though. But this palette's really pretty for that purpose. Like you can go day or night with it. And I don't really have like a problem going back and forth. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this is a Bare Minerals brush. This is a contour shadow brush. So I like to take this kind of fluffy brush and I literally just like to go, because it doesn't have anything on it, and go back and forth. And blend everything out so that there's no harsh lines. So there is our eyes. We're gonna put a little eyeliner, which I love this one from Ulta. It's their gel liners. If you haven't tried Ulta's brand of liners, they're actually really good and they're affordable, and this one is in the shade Plum, and I love this color. So I go just along the lash line. I don't really go up much further. So that's it. So there's our eyes. I'm gonna wipe under the lash line. And actually I can take the brush I used before, and then I'll take the little bit of the powder brush because I haven't put any blush on yet. So I can sort of touch up any fallout. Okay, so we are going to do, since we're doing eyes, I'll do my brows next. So I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. I love this thing. I am in the shade dark brown, and so it has this end right over here that you twist, and out comes the little pencil, and then spoolie on the other side. It's my favorite. So pretty much you want to brush your brows out. My brows on this side go kind of funky, and I don't know why. These ones are good on that side. This one, they go funky. So this one I usually don't have to touch up much. I just have to go on the very ends. And the good thing about this brush is it mimics your hairs. That's why it's so like little teeny tiny. So it mimics those little hairs that are in the front. So I like to go down. That's about right. And then this side is a little more challenging, and brows are not going to be identical, people. So just try to work with it. Like I have a little missing hair up here, and I don't know why. It doesn't grow very fast either. You want them to look as even as possible, but as natural as possible, and you don't want to go too crazy, crazy dark. So that'll work for me. So what you're going to do is, once we get them on there, I take the brush that I used to set my face, because it still has powder in it, and I literally just pat powder into them to set them, because you want to set them. And then next we're going to do blush. So I'm going to use the Tartiest Clay Blush Palette, and it is such gorgeous colors. So here are your shades. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. That is the shade Laugh. So we're gonna take my favorite blush brush, which is the Morphe for Emma 405. I love it. As you can see, it's used to be white and now it's extremely pink. And actually, I'm gonna go in with a little Love first, because Love is not shiny and this has a little bit of shimmer, and I wanna do that last. So we're gonna go in with a little Love. And I go apples of the cheeks, and I go up. Apples of the cheeks, and then up. I go over the bridge of the nose, because that's where I get most of my sun, is over the bridge of my nose, and I want it to look natural. I take a little, go across the forehead, and a little on the chin, and I go down the sides. I want to add color where I know the sun naturally hits me, and those are my high points. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the Laugh, because it has some shimmer to it, and I'm going to take a little bit and put it right here on that part of the cheek, so that you kind of have a little highlight. All right, so there's your blush. Really super simple. I am going to go ahead and take my Too Faced, which is not part of this tutorial. So sorry, not part of this tutorial, but I'm going to take my Too Faced because I do want a little bit of like contour under my lip. I know that sounds funny, but I want my lip, my bottom lip, just to look a little fuller. And the trick to that is you take like a little teeny tiny brush. I have my dark chocolate Soleil Too Faced bronzer, and you literally just dip a little tiny bit in, blow, and you push your lips forward, and this little space under here, You just put a little bit of bronzer. Sounds like a funny thing to do, but you don't see it. You don't see it, and it does add to the bottom lip, makes it a tiny bit fuller, and that's all I was looking for. Just a tiny bit of fullness. Okay, so we are going to take what lipstick? The Tarte lipstick that I bought the other day, and this is in the shade Tulip. I am not gonna line my lips. I really like that shade, and it smells like peppermint, which is nice. Okay, so last but not least is mascara. So the mascara that I'm going to use, like I told you before, I do not have Tarte mascara. So I'm going to use my L'Oreal Double Extend Beauty Tubes mascara, and I really like this for length and fullness. So it pretty much comes with two sides. So one side is your first swipe, and then the next side is your mascara. So this side is white. And it has step 1 and step 2 on it, if you forgot, or if you didn't realize what to do. So pretty much you take your tube mascara and you just coat your lashes with the white. And then I close it up and I immediately do the black. And what is this shade? I believe it's black. So then you immediately go over with the white with the black. And you can see the difference. I really like this mascara. I feel like it just looks really natural. So we're gonna do this side. I don't know how people do it like this. Like I can kinda, but it's very awkward for me. So I cover everything, and I'll close up, and you can see. Okay, and then this scares me going it that way. All right, so once that's on, I let it dry a second, and then I usually will curl my lashes with this as well, so I can do the other eye. Okay, and then I'm gonna curl the other eyelash. We'll do this one more time. Okay, so that part's done, and now we are going to spray the face. I am going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. It's been so far so good. I've liked it. And I'm literally just going to take something and fan to make it dry. So there you have it, people. Face is done. I'll get into the better light. Face is done and everything looks great. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and go out there and purchase some Tarte products. They're pretty good so far. I will see how the day goes with this makeup. I'll try not to wash it off until my massage, and that way I can see how long it lasts and how it works into the face over the course of the day. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Thanks so much.